You've been lied to about who you are, not once, not by one person, but over and over by teachers, family, coaches, culture, and even yourself. Somewhere along the way, you started believing that your failures were facts, that your limitations were real, that your story was permanent. You believed you were lazy, not good enough, broken, too far gone, and the worst part, you stopped questioning it. You built your life around those lies. You dated based on that lie. You worked based on that lie. You showed up small, weak, unsure, and reactive, all based on an identity that never belonged to you in the first place. Here's the truth. You weren't born doubting yourself. You were born clean. You were born powerful. But then came the damage, the voices, the mistakes, the moments you wish you could erase. And slowly, piece by piece, your reflection got hijacked. And now when you look in the mirror, you don't see power, you see shame, you don't see potential, you see evidence, evidence of your failures, evidence of who people said you were. But that mirror is a liar, and today we break it. If you don't fix your self-image, everything else will fail. You'll set goals you never believe you can hit. You'll start projects you sabotage halfway through. You'll wonder why no one respects you, while secretly knowing you don't respect yourself. You cannot outperform the man you see in the mirror, and most men are still haunted by a version of themselves that no longer exists, but still controls everything. You want to know the most dangerous thing in your life? It's not your job. It's not your relationship. It's the unconscious story you keep telling yourself about who you are. That's the loop. That's the trap. Because every decision you make, from what you wear to who you love to whether you speak up, is filtered through that story. And most men never update it. They just keep reacting to old pain. They build their life inside the lie. Here's the psychological breakdown. By the time you're 25, your self-concept is mostly solidified. That means unless you deliberately challenge and rewrite your identity, you're stuck in a story you didn't choose. Your brain runs it like a program. Doubt, hesitate, self-sabotage, shrink. Why? Because your brain believes that staying in that story keeps you safe. But safety is not the goal. Power is. So how do we break this? Step 1, isolate the voice. Who told you that you were worthless? Who made you feel invisible? Who taught you to play small? Write their names down. Call them out. This isn't about blame. It's about clarity. Because once you see where the lie came from, you can reject it. The voice in your head isn't always yours. It's just the one you've heard the longest. Step 2, identify the lie. Write down every false belief you've been carrying. I'm not smart enough. I always quit. I'm not a leader. I'm broken. Don't sugarcoat it. Get it out of your head and onto paper. Then ask yourself, where did this come from? And is it true? Not kind of true? Not emotionally true? Is it objectively true? The answer is almost always no. But until you expose it, your brain accepts it as fact. Step 3, create your real identity, not the one based on pain, the one based on choice. Write your self-image code. Who do you want to be? Say it out loud. I am disciplined. I am focused. I am relentless. I am the man who finishes. Then back it up. You can't fake it. You can't wish it. You build it through proof. Every time you act in alignment with your identity, your brain accepts the upgrade. That's neuroplasticity. That's rewiring. You aren't stuck. You're just outdated. Time to install the new operating system. Step 4, run the protocol. Every morning, look in the mirror and speak your code, even if you don't feel it, especially if you don't feel it. Then go prove one part of it. Do something disciplined. Finish something. Honor your word. Stack evidence. This isn't motivation, this is software. You are programming your mind to believe what's true, not what's familiar. Step 5. Protect the mirror. You cannot do this work surrounded by people who benefit from your weakness. Cut them off. Quiet the noise. Build your new reflection in private if you must, but protect it. Most men will drag you back into the old identity because your growth threatens their comfort. Don't apologize for evolving. The man in the mirror is your mission, and no one has the right to interfere with it. Let's go deeper. You need to understand what's really at stake here. If you don't fix this, you will always live in reaction. You'll chase approval. You'll say yes when you mean no. You'll play roles in relationships, at work, in public, because the real you doesn't feel safe enough to show up. That is not living, that is a slow death. And men who die that way leave nothing behind but silence and questions. But the men who rewrite their identity, they change their families. Their sons look them in the eye and see fire, their daughters feel safe, their wives see strength, the world sees certainty. This isn't surface level work, this is soul work. You are not your trauma. You are not your regret. You are not who they said you were. You are who you decide to become starting right now. And no matter what you've done, if you're willing to change, then nothing is fixed. Nothing is final. Every day is a blank page. Every morning is a new reflection. You're not stuck. You're just rehearsing the wrong script. Let's flip the page. Write the new script. I am not my past. I am my future. I am the man who earns his identity daily. I do not beg for confidence. I create it. I do not hope for power. I become it. I see myself clearly, and I rise every time I fall. This is the path. This is the mirror. If you walk it, you will become unstoppable. Not because life gets easier, but because your reflection becomes stronger than your resistance. That's what centurions are made of, not perfection, clarity. We don't lie to ourselves anymore. We look directly at the pain, the shame, the past, and say, "You don't own me anymore." Then we break the mirror and build the man. If you're still watching this, you are not a scroll. Scrolls skip the hard work. Scrolls stay in loops. You are different. You are here. You are building. And the next step is this. Stand in the mirror today and speak the new identity. Out loud. No fear. Then prove it with action. Track your wins. Burn your old labels. Sign your self-image contract and read it every day. This is your reprogramming, your rebirth, your comeback. You don't have to wait to feel worthy. You don't have to beg for permission. You already have the power. You just haven't used it until now. This is the self-image path, the first fire in the compass. Fix this reflection and the world won't recognize you in 6 months. The man in the mirror is waiting. Show him who you really are. You are a centurion from OLP 365.